Thank you.
So there's no microphone. There's no microphone, so I need you guys to be quiet. Respectful while one is speaking. Thank you for the correction. I want to open up this meeting by thanking everyone for coming out and welcoming everyone who is new to our home. I want to thank the candidates for coming out. Thank you. Just a few words before we get started. I'm going to share with you how this candidate forum is going to take place. The committee has formed questions. The moderator will present the questions, and each candidate will answer the questions. After those questions are done, we will open up the floor to questions. Anyone have questions? We have questionnaires. If you raise your hand, Mr. Ronaldo will come around and give you a questionnaire. If you don't fill out a questionnaire, you will not be heard. At the end of the form, you will have the opportunity to speak to whichever candidate you would like one-on-one. Candidates. Each debate, each forum is different. So you guys coming into our home for the purpose of informing us of what you guys plan on doing for us while in office. Also trying to convince us that you are the perfect candidate. Right. With that being said, I ask that we stick to the questions. We're not looking for entertainers. We're looking to be informed. So if you want to put on a show, you can come back Christmas time when we do our talent show. But tonight, I'm asking that you respect this community and respect our home by sticking to the questions and maximizing your time. With that being said, I am going to now turn this meeting over to our moderator, Ms. Tanisha Burton.
Hello everyone, I'm here to moderate tonight, obviously. I'd just like to start with going down the line and everyone doing the intro.
Hi everybody, my name is John Serini. I am a Throggs resident, born and raised my entire life. I went to all the local schools, PS14, High School 92, Lehman High School. Back in 1987, this building became very important to me, and I'm very happy tonight that I have two of my children here with me, and my wife, Grace, she's in the back of the room. She's a big part of my life that she keeps me strong during this whole campaign. She was born and raised in this building that we're here. So, you know, I spent a good 7 years while we dated in this building, and then we got married, and my in-laws continued to live in this building. And so this building and this community was an important part of my life back in the 80s and 90s. And currently I still have my business in Throggs Neck. I live in Pelham Bay. I have 4 children. And we stayed in the Bronx. And so the community is very important to me. I come from immigrant parents. And you know, it's important to me to retain our heritage. America's a melting pot. And, you know, our community is very important. So I own a business on Tremont. You might have heard of it. Maybe I do some of your taxes. That's called Bronx Taxman. I also have an insurance office, Capital Shield Agency. I'm a notary public. I'm a real estate broker. So I have a lot of financial experience in my life that I'm hoping to bring to the City Council and to bring some new ideas. And we need new blood. We need a change because the same old thing is just not working anymore. People, our current elected officials are not listening to you, they're not listening to me, they're doing what they want to do, and we need to bring up a new face and some new ideas. So, you know, being that I know the Throggs Neck houses, there are some ideas that I'll have and I'll share with you tonight. And for the community, the ideas that we have that I know that I can help save all of us money on our taxes and other things throughout the course of my term. I hope that tonight I can give you more information. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Good evening, everybody. You got to project a little bit in this room so you can all hear people. We need people with loud voices. First, I want to start off by thanking each and every one of you. I think this is an amazing turnout from the Throggs Neck Houses community, and it shows how much and how important this election is to each and every one of you. So thank you for showing up. That's number one. My name's John Doyle. I've been involved in the community for 10 years. Many of you have seen me recently. I've knocked on almost every building in this complex because I'm very serious about getting out there and asking you for your support. Throggs Neck Houses and the public housing system overall is a lot like the public hospital system. It's vulnerable, and we need to have proven fighters who are going to go down there every single day, know the people they're representing, and fight for each and every one of you. I'd ask for you to look at not just who has the independence to do that, but who has the experience. As many of you know, I've seen you out here before. I think I've been to about a dozen meetings of the Throggs Neck Residents' Councils over the years, but I was involved in the formation of the Stand Up to Gun Violence program. That's a program that every time there's a shooting in the houses, or over on Pelham Parkway, or in other areas, that we stand up, we rally, we bring the community together. It is unacceptable that our children are being killed by guns, and that we say no more. And I think that's a very important thing we have in this community. I was also involved in the situation of trying to get temporary air monitors near the Throggs Neck Bridge. Because as we all know, asthma rates are high in this area. We're in the middle of a lot of different highways. And we need to be measuring that and making sure that we're taken care of. And I'm very pleased, eventually we'll get over to tolless bridges, because let's be honest here, over those weekends, those cars sit there on that freeway like a parking lot, and it's unacceptable. Third thing, I've been involved over the years in going to the banks and forcing them to clean up their foreclosures, their mess, those abandoned homes that sit there, that drugs are being dealt out of, that cause problems in each and every one of our communities. It's unacceptable. It wouldn't be tolerated anywhere else. And I'm the one who stands up and yells at the banks and usually pesters them into cleaning them up. Finally, this is a very recent phenomenon, and this was actually something in Bronx Voice covered. I blew the whistle when the state and the city allowed a sex offender to move into this bill. And it was if I get down to City Hall, they're going to hear me talking like this every single day. Thank you very much.
Good evening, folks. My name is Mark Jonai, and I'm running the 13th Council District to better represent every man, woman, and child that calls the 13th Council District their home. Over the last few months, I've gotten to know many of the people in this room and hear firsthand your issues. I've knocked on your doors and met with you outside in the street and sat with you on park benches. I've come to know many of you on a first-name basis. I've come to know many of your issues as I walk around and witness them myself, where I've witnessed the leaks coming down from the roofs, straight down the stairwells and leaking into the apartments, the grounds that are unkept, the security concerns that you all have living here. They all say and refer to NYCHA as a housing issue. Your issues don't stop at your front door. They go out into the community, into the parks, into the streets, into the public school system that we currently have. Your issues are transportation, quality of life. As I got to speak to you, what impressed me most, and was most shocking, everyone I spoke to was looking for a way out of this major project. No one was proud to be here, and they were concerned that their children may have to live in these conditions as they become adults. Your concerns are my concerns. No one here is more experienced in legislation. No one at this dais has more experience and first-hand knowledge on how to get your issues resolved. I've done it in Albany, and I'm going to do that for you in City Hall. I'll be able to address your issues. I'll be more accessible to you. You all have my cell phone number. You all have my contact information. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you tonight. Thank you for having me. You know, that's a little motherly love. By the way, I've got my 94-year-old grandfather with me. My mother, my wife, and my two boys. This is a family effort. I take it seriously. My family has backed me up the whole way through. Public service has been the most humbling and incredible experience of my life. My family may not necessarily agree, because they sacrifice not having me around. But I do it with integrity and honesty. I will wake up every morning trying to figure out a way to improve your life, to make a difference in your life. And that will be a commitment that I make to you 7 days a week. September 12th, vote for the name you can't pronounce, Jonah.
I know your talent show was in December, but the politicians are like the best, the professional.
We're not doing it. We're not
and I'm not
doing
doing it. But I do want to start by saying that my name is Alex A. Gomez, and I'm running for City Council. And I'm going to tell you why I stand out above all these individuals at this table. And I'm going to tell you why Ms. Johnson already made her decision before she even started this debate about who she will support and who she has endorsed. But let's get to why I'm here. Okay, I grew up in the South Bronx. I'm an immigrant who came here at the age of 5 with a mother with 3 kids. Okay, a single mother who raised 3 children in the South Bronx all by herself and put them all the way through college all by herself without benefiting from the system or without getting any handouts. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that. My wife grew up in a building not too far from here, down the block. She's part of the community. Not only is she part of the community, her mother still lives in the community. So Mr. Jonai says that he saw and he witnessed the water dripping from the ceiling. My mother-in-law goes through that every single day. Mr. Vaca doesn't care. And maybe you might debate and dispute that and say that he has done well. You need a change in this community. And you need somebody who can relate to you. You need somebody who can speak your language. Yo puedo hablar su lenguaje. Y pueden decir todo lo que están aquí en esta mesa, que hablan y que están representando a usted, no lo están representando. Yo conozco la lucha que ustedes están pasando. I understand your struggle. I know exactly where you're at. I come into this community because I have friends and family members in this community. I'm not telling you because I'm a politician coming to get your vote. I'm a person who's an activist, a social worker, a friend, a father, a husband, okay? Someone who works to do the right thing, not to benefit from the people that takes pictures with you, okay? I'm not here to grab your child and pose for a picture. I'm here to listen to what you really need and what your concerns are. I think I have a little bit more time.
Thank you.
I think I deserve a little bit more time.
I didn't ask you
Ms.
what you
Johnson,
do. I said thank you.
Ms. Johnson, I think that I deserve more time. Ms. Johnson, I think that so you're asking me. Okay, so I'm not allowed to finish talking? Okay. very disrespectful, Ms. Johnson. Very disrespectful. And I think everybody in here should speak out because you have already made a decision, man, before this debate started. Okay? No, because it's unfair. He's not representing you. He's not representing you.
Before you speak, let me say one thing. Before I opened up this meeting, I asked that all visitors and all residents respect each other and respect this house. That is what I asked.
You haven't respected
I'm going
me
to
now.
hold to that, and I'm going to hold everyone else accountable. So if there's another outburst, you will be asked to leave.
No problem, man.
You will be
But I
asked
think
to
you should
leave.
publish everything out.
I didn't ask you what you thought.
Okay? That's very disrespectful of you.
So,
Someone who's supposed to be
that's
ready.
it. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Ortiz.
Bendición, familia. Puerto Ricans in the house. God bless you. You got one of your sons here. I grew up in Monroe Projects. Me crié en el caserío de Monroe in Soundview. Y me siento en mi casa. I feel like I'm in my home. Being a kid that grew up in the project tenement in el caserío, we understand some of the problems here. And the main problem is management. Right? We got garbage cans behind the senior homes that shouldn't be there. Am I right? We got the floors and an unsanitary environment in the projects, yes? There's some buildings without hot water. Right? We have a park here that's underdeveloped and doesn't represent the children of this community. Our kids, like myself being a kid, grew up in this environment and understand what it is to live in the projects. All of the candidates here, I don't believe ever grew up in this type of setting and cannot relate and will not understand what you're going through. Ninguno de ellos van a entender el problema que nosotros tenemos aquí en el caserío. ¿Entendimos? Y necesitamos a alguien de verdad. Alguien que represente la comunidad 100%. So when you go to Puerto Rico, you go meet your family, they're waiting for you, and so I thank you for having me in this panel here. But I want to say thanks to a special person, and she is my wife. She buried her mother, we buried her uncle, and we buried a couple people. And with all of that, we moved forward. Black people, Puerto Rican people move forward. And we don't want money to destroy people moving forward. Understand? So I give a special thanks to my wife. Where are you? Please stand. She's been through thick and thin with me. And I know that the issues here are very close to me. Housing, sanitation, recreation, culture, all of these things been attacked. We've been part of discrimination, racism, and none of these people here are going to legislation to protect you and me. So I'm running for city council. My name is Victor Ortiz. I may not be on the ballot in September because people use money to take people out. So I thank you.
That's your time.
God bless you.
Do I have the floor, Ms.
Yes, sir.
President?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Cementelli, Egidio Cementelli. I want everyone here to say Cementelli. Right. First of all, I didn't grow up in Throggs houses. I grew up on Fordham Road. In the 70s, maybe not, somewhat different, right? Fordham Road in the 70s, the year.
I live in Pelham Bay, half a block away from the train station. I hear the train all the time, right? You hear the brakes. I'm about empowerment. That everyone here get one of these, registration card. If you're not registered, you register. If you have a neighbor, you register them. My card's in here. Also. It's about empowerment. And having said that, Mr. Jenkins just reminded me something. 2002. So I guess I'm the oldest. By the way, I am the oldest man here. We have all young pups. I'm the oldest with the most experience. And back to 2002, I got together with Mr. Jenkins because Mr. Jenkins was fighting. Why don't we stand up and say, everybody give a round to Mr. Jenkins if you don't know him. Back then we were fighting a golf course. And we got together, we said, we're going to make a lot of noise, Mr. Jenkins. We're going to put Throggs neck houses on the map. He ran for assembly. The first time that someone ran for assembly in a Democratic primary from Throggs neck houses. That's empowering. But there were other issues there. There were issues of cancer, of a field. Right across from here, they call it the Trump. We remember when there were pockets of cancer rates up and down the area. And we were trying to get a study for this community. The politicians went crazy. What are you trying to do? Destroy our real estate? I want to thank you, and it's about empowerment again, so keep this card. And empower yourself because these politicians will not be back here when this is over.
Most of you know who I am because I've been here quite some time. I am a Throggs Neck resident living right across the street from Brewski's. And my name is Marjorie Velasquez. And I am a proud
Lynch.
Thank you for giving me my husband's name. So, al fin del cabo, yo soy puertorriqueña hasta la pura cepa y para que ellos crean que yo no soy boricua porque mi esposo se llama Lynch, yo debo de tener su apellido, por favor, entonces que ellos hablen por ellos mismos. Yo soy orgullosa de quién yo soy y de a dónde vengo. Mis padres vinieron de Puerto Rico aquí, trabajaron duro para darme una vida que ellos no podían tener en Puerto Rico. My parents came here in the 70s to give me a life that they couldn't have in Puerto Rico. I was able to go to public school. I went to St. Catherine's up in here because my parents didn't trust me around boys at high school age. And then I went into NYU where I took up accounting and finance, ultimately working at DirecTV Latin America, managing the books of 16 different countries. That's no joke. Entonces cuando yo tuve la oportunidad de ir al colegio y estudiar en NYU, en que yo tenía la oportunidad de trabajar en DirecTV, manejando los libros de 16 países, entonces tú me dices a mí si yo tengo la habilidad de organizar y estudiar y implementar su presupuesto. Now you come and tell me if I know how to manage your books here for the City Council, because you know what, I'm going to manage the books to make it work for everyone. Our budget should work for every New Yorker, not the 1%, not off our backs. And that's what I'm fighting. Y yo siempre he peleado aquí. He tenido la oportunidad de conocer muchos de ustedes como district leader. I've had the opportunity to meet most of you and work with you as a district leader. That means not only helping get people on the ballot, but also providing jobs as poll workers. Well, thank you for your time, and I'll answer more questions afterwards. Gracias por su tiempo.
and there's reports of disrespect. How could council assist in resolving this ongoing issue for us? And I'll start right here.
So the question was, how can whoever wins the councilman position resolve the issues of relationships between the residents and the management? Is that correct?
Yes.
So, I feel that the management needs to, of course, respect the residents, time and time again, from when you go in to pay your rent. They need to treat you with respect, to when you make a phone call and say you have a leaky roof or mold or anything that's in your apartment that needs to be corrected. Gas leaks in your stove, water backing up from your sewer. These are things that are quality of life issues. Just because we're in the Throggs houses doesn't mean you don't deserve the best quality of life that the Bronx and New York City has to offer. So they need to respect you. We as the council need to hold them accountable. And we need to make sure that we have inspections. We need to make sure that the Public Housing Committee chairman and all the members of that committee come down and to speak to you guys. Maybe do a meeting like this once a month to say that, what's going on. Please give us your input so that we can correct the problem. NYCHA has a lot of employees that earn a lot of money. I mean, I believe there's over 11,729 employees that work for NYCHA. There's just way too much money being doled out every year for us to hear complaints about residents not getting their services. So that's what the council should do. We need to make sure that we have monthly meetings and keep the management accountable for what they do for you guys.
Tanisha, I want to thank you for this question, and this demonstrates what you should be looking for in your next city council member. Somebody who can do oversight. That's where these issues get resolved. And NYCHA, frankly, needs a lot more eyes on them. We've all read the stories. When equipment's being leased out and the management person signs it out, the X-Men. Now, listen, I don't know what Cyclops, Wolverine, and Storm were doing that day, but they weren't taking stuff out of NYCHA complexes, let me tell you. We have situations like that all the time. I hear this from the residents when I was out last week. Someone called in their repair. You can't monitor that repair. You can't track it like you can a 311 number. Then all of a sudden it shows repair's been done. The person never showed up on your doors. They're not doing the effective oversight. We have to send someone down there who's going to be independent from the powers that be, not take this anymore. And something I was very proud of, Dwayne is a supporter of mine. I'm sorry I didn't judge out earlier, Dwayne. Very good man. Something I worked with him on when I worked for Senator Klein a couple of years back was we brought in the head people from NYCHA. And again, we had a manager, and I'm not saying it's this manager, it was a different manager, who used to fight with the residents back and forth on their repairs. But you know what? When you bring the big boss in, all of a sudden everybody's all ears. All of a sudden he's telling you what he's going to do to fix your life, what he's going to do to fix half these doorbells that don't even work, what he's going to do to fix your maintenance complaints, the water problems that are going on your ceilings, the mold, everything that we're dealing with. What we need to do, and what I would pledge to do, is bring someone from high-level management of NYCHA, not the building manager, someone from downtown, the big boss, here every year to hear from you. Because you are more of an effective advocate for your situation than I can ever hope to be. What our job is to do here at the City Council is not just to do oversight, but to bring in the folks who can actually solve your problems. That's what I would do. Thank you very much.
I come from the business world. Before I got into politics, we hold everyone accountable. If you have a job that you're being paid for, and you can't do it correctly, you don't belong there. And if you can't address the people that come to you with respect, you don't belong there. If that's the issue that we're challenged with, that the management office is not cooperating, is rude, is relentless in just talking to you, I will be there alongside to get rid of that management resident, replace it with someone that wants to be there, wants that job, and can do that job effectively. All right.
So, my background is in social services. Over the last 5 years, I've been working as a director of a supportive housing program in the South Bronx. Not only as the director of the supportive housing program do I work with formerly homeless individuals, I work and I'm the intermediary person between, and I'm sorry if my accent or the way I speak sometimes it's not clear, but I have an accent because I am an immigrant. But besides that, let me get back to my point. My point is that as a director, I deal with property management ongoing, on a daily basis. So I understand the breakdown between residents and management. And I understand the problems that you guys go through because, like I said, I have family and friends that live in this community. I have seen the ceilings falling. I have seen the paint peeling off of the walls. I have seen the repairs that have gone unrepaired. I have seen people call time and time again and no one comes and fixes the problem and says that they fixed it because someone on the local level, at the local property management office here in Throggs Neck, is not doing their job. The ball is, someone is dropping the ball. What the person who has this position needs to do, and if that's me, is work closely with the property management and the residents so that the communication and the problems get fixed on a timely basis. I know that we love and we need security, and safety is important, but $4 million for a camera installation versus getting your roof fixed so that you don't have to worry about using an umbrella as you sleep, or worrying that your child eats that lead paint is more important than for them to install another camera. We have police that walks through this area. We have a precinct on site that has been effective to deter some of the people who need to be moved out of the area. Okay? Yes, there has been times where things do happen. It happens in every community. It happens in the nice communities. It happens in the rich communities. But we need someone who's going to work hand in hand with the residents and the management here at Throggs Neck.
Buenos días, familia. No deje que esta gente te engañe. ¿Okay? No deje que esta gente aquí que digan que van a decir y van a hacer cosas, no las van a hacer. El que gane, si yo gano, yo voy a estar aquí. What I'm saying in Spanish is that don't be fooled about what's going on here in the panel. Life here is very serious in the housing projects. My mother, la madre mía, todavía vive en el caserío. She still lives in the projects. What's the problems over there? I'll tell you the same problems over there, the same problems over here. Asbestos in the stairways, remember? They didn't tell us that there was asbestos in the stairways, right? The scaffoldings that have been up for 10 years, am I right? Anybody here saying they're going to take the scaffolding when they're pumping the drugs, right? Let's be honest. The dirt, the corruption, the floors that are stinking, the bathrooms that are always filled with piss, am I right? Yes. The heating, the rats, the rodents. What needs change? We need to fire all of these people from housing. They're playing with our children. They're playing with our families. Now, if my cousin, brother, or my sister comes home from prison, can they come live with us here in the projects? No. Let's be real. They're not allowed to, right? No. But we have developers that allow drug dealers to live in their development over years, and they know that they're selling drugs and pumping drugs. How are you going to tell me that that's not going to happen here? And it's good for him, but it's not good for us. We have people here that te está engañando. My wife's name is Sagrada. El nombre de mi esposa es Sagrada. No me diga a mí que mi esposa va a cambiar el apellido de ella porque quiere representar los latinos. Si ella es Ortiz, sea Ortiz, Soto, Ortiz, ese es el nombre de ella que Dios le dio porque nosotros lo casamos, ¿sí o no? Sí. Y vamos a ser verdad. Yo no voy a cambiar, mi esposa no va a cambiar su apellido para correr. Pero necesitamos estar despiertos, Boricua. We need to be aware. We need to be alert what's going on here in the housing area. We need to fire these administrators, and we need to bring real administrators here to do the work to clean it back to us. Sorry, but I'm the only one that can bring real change. Person from the projects that came and is educated. Thank you.
I have you okay? Yes. Thank you. I just want to make it clarify some issues that were said here. PS8. I looked at the statistics here, PS8 at Throggs Neck houses. PS8 must be doing a terrific job, or someone's lying here, but I think they're doing a great job. Because Throggs Neck houses is one of the least crime area in the entire area.
Yeah, it is.
We have more crime outside Throggs Neck houses and Pelham Bay, Throggs Neck, than all.
Exactly.
So I must give credit to PSA.
Don't mess with my PSA now.
Was there incidents? Did a young lady get shot in the arm? Yes, I marched also, like the rest of the politicians, even though they didn't want me there, but I marched. Not for them, I marched for Throggs Neck, to show Throggs Neck support. But back to the problems with maintenance. 1 million work orders we have, backlogged. NYCHA, the mayor, de Blasio, the worst mayor we've seen. The worst mayor, I'm a Democrat and I say it.
Hello.
1 million work orders for maintenance. Do you think any of these individuals are going to go down there and tell the mayor? We must cut. The problem is with the leadership, and this is Mayor de Blasio. The city council is a check and balance. Mr. Jornai, with all the big money, he's on the ticket with Mr. de Blasio. He's going to go down there and tell Mr. de Blasio, you got to straighten it out, Mr. de Blasio, otherwise what? 4 years. 4 years the mayor is there. And every year the work orders have reached and have passed 1 million. I bring a work program. I would like to bring a work program to take back all these work orders and empower the people in the neighborhood and give them jobs here. Let the residents fix their own problems. Hire, pay. We're going to call it Cemetelli's work program. Thank you.
One of the largest problems here that we've dealt with is the maintenance, it's the relationship building, and it's the inability to get through the folks. Having a dial center and not having feedback, not having someone to hold it accountable. So it's having an internal audit to see the efficiency of that dialing number, because you do get work order completed, or it's not you have someone coming up to your door and saying, you know what, I can fix this for $50. And that's stealing from you, because you already pay rent, and you already pay for the services through your maintenance, and that's unfair. So you're being taxed again, and these are people trying to take advantage of you. So it's also having the ability to report these folks that are taking advantage of you. And what I've been able to do with both Councilmember Jimmy Vaca, who has endorsed me, and Councilmember Richie Torres, who most of you know because he was a lifelong resident here in Throggs Neck houses, and he fought really hard, especially for Throggs Neck houses, and he's taking the fight to City Hall, and I expect to join him. And what we did, we introduced an elevator package bill, because unfortunately a gentleman died within a NYCHA building because it was a faulty elevator. And that's what we need more of. It's that fight. And I took the fight to the mayor and to the agencies. And we created, our proposal is to have a specific department within DOB to say, you know what, let's take care of all of the NYCHA problems separately. Because they are the biggest landlord within the New York City area. We need to hold them accountable and make sure that, you know what, if you're not taking care of the residents first, you're going to get fined, and we're going to hold you accountable. And that's where it starts, holding folks accountable. I'm here, I fought. Right now, I'm going to continue the fight for you. Thank you.
We found that already talked about the leaking and the roofing and the pointing that needs to get done here. We know that there's a big issue with plumbing and sewer backage here. So we're not sure if the monies are not being allocated to Throggs Lake housing, or they're just not being distributed properly at the site level. However, the buildings are kept poorly due to understaffing, and with the aforementioned issues being existent, it's extremely important that these buildings are kept well to mitigate circumstances of mold, asbestos, disease, and things of that nature. So what will be your strategy for relieving this?
Well, the largest issue, it starts off with what you mentioned with the roof. The leaks down come and create this mold issue that we've had. And it's also a real bad infrastructure. Things have not been fixed for quite some time. And when we're looking at the pipes and the package, we hadn't appropriately looked at the increase in residents. Unfortunately, there are families that are forced to live in greater numbers within a one-bedroom apartment. That's the condition of our housing right now within New York City. So it's fighting back, making sure that we work with Albany, we work with the federal government, and demand our money that's due to us. Because as we all know, the federal government is talking about this investment from us. And it's holding those folks accountable, making sure that you're giving us our funding, and it's to what we need and not what they think that we need. And that's why I'm here. I've been here before, I'm here now, and I'll be there in the future.
Follow up on what I was saying about my program. The only way to resolve it is self-empowerment. And it's about jobs. It's about jobs. Do not believe that NYCHA does not have money. They have plenty of money. They're spending the money all over the place. And that's right. We can institute a fast track program for maintenance. We have 1 million backlog work orders. That means, when I say million, I think you must understand when I'm saying 1 million work orders, means that's for the floors. When you call up, they create a work order. All in the NYCHA system is over 1 million work orders. It's never going to get resolved. It's been carried on year after year. Something has to be done. So the fast track, we have all these corporations that come to NYCHA. I don't know if you noticed, they're all from Long Island, upstate, Jersey. They're all over the place, except from our neighborhood. They don't hire our neighborhood. They don't hire our residents. They don't hire our people. So a fast-track program with minority, which we already have. We're not reinventing the wheel. We have minority corporations that are entitled to contracts from the city. We have to expand that.
We'll come back to you.
Well, thank you. How many minutes, by the way? I'm trying to keep track.
2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes
Yes,
per. Okay. I just want to check. I'll check you out.
We have somebody here who works from housing. Anybody retired from housing, please stand up. There was another man back here I spoke to that worked in housing. You worked in housing here in 1977, am I correct? I spoke to somebody here, and he told me that the quality of life has changed, right? From 1977 to now, right? That's it. Thank you for your service. But the problem is management. They're not giving out the work orders. They're not being accountable. And people should be fired. As your next assemblyman, I will walk with you through the project. City council. I should be listening. Based on the record. My apologies. Excuse me. You got to understand that I had a long day. 3 people died in my family. And I'm always focused on this man's record. I'm going to give him a break today. He cares and I care. But please give me 30 seconds more. I'm sorry to say. Management needs to be fixed. The housing issues here in Throggs are the same issues in Boston Road. The same issues throughout all of the project systems. We know we have asbestos. We know we have mold. We know we have sewer backage. None of these guys are going to walk with you. They're not going to walk with you. They're not going to fight the fight. They don't understand what it is to live in the projects, to have scaffoldings there for 10 years. How long have they been there?
September will be 2 years.
So what is the
We have to clean up through protests and aggressive protests. We have to organize the adults, right? The family, the older shelter here. How come they got in the back of the building 2 garbage trucks? It's unfair. So we need to fire. We need to get these people out. We need to get everything in check, and we need to unite with the people here in the project system and get it done. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Get rid of the roaches.
Just like I get supervised and I get a review every year, every person that works for NYCHA, especially here locally, needs to get reviewed properly. That's the problem. People stay in these positions for too long and they don't care about the people that they're serving. So we need to get rid of them. That's number one. Number two, we need to get feedback from people like yourself, okay, so that things get put in place so that this doesn't continue to happen. Maybe hiring people from the residents, okay, not only to maybe be part of a panel, but actually take over some of these positions of people who have been here for too long, who haven't done anything. But the bottom line is, it does happen in City Hall, it does happen at NYCHA downtown, it does happen with HPD and Department of Buildings, because they're the ones dropping the ball because they don't care about you or I. Okay, so as a council member, I would have to hold those people accountable too. And I would make sure that they're holding their staff accountable and that the people here locally are being dealt with properly if they're not doing their job. So they should get a report card. There should be a report card every 3 months of how quickly they're responding to your work orders. Okay, that's number one. And it should be public information so that it's posted on a website so that everyone, okay, that lives here can see how quickly they're responding not only to your work orders but to your neighbor's work orders. And there should be a way for you to submit a complaint if something hasn't happened within a timely manner.
Thank you.
So that's what I would do.
Ma'am, I want to say thank you because we are not answering your questions and we're sidetracking, creating drama. The question was a simple one. What are we going to do about the sewer and water backups? NYCHA is New York City's largest landlord. It is New York's worst landlord. The problem is from the top down. They have the money. It takes years to get the money moved to begin a project, which is the darndest thing. And I want to show you an example. In Queens, it took 10 years to find the property to put a new police station. It's going to take an additional number of years to have it built. To put things in perspective, in the 1960s, the Empire State Building was built in 1 year and 45 days. We didn't have the technology. We don't have the resources that we have today. The problem is top down. This administration does not know how to fast track problems. How to fast-track projects. You have a baseball field that is shut for 4 years for no apparent reason. You have scaffolding that's up for 2 or 3 years without the work even beginning. There's poor management. It begins with the proper fast-tracking of projects. They have the money available to them. And in Albany, we realize this problem. What we did is we allocated $100 million directly to NYCHA without going through NYCHA to make a difference in the complex. That's what I'm going to say.
Karen? Thank you for your question. No, let's talk turkey, let's talk business. What are the 3 things that I would do as your councilman? One, I'd have weekly office hours right here in the houses. So you can come right to me, not some faceless bureaucrat, not some no-name. Bring it to me, bring it to a member of my staff, so we can be on-site taking photos to show those problems. And as I've already said, when there was a sex offender in these houses, and they didn't respond within a week, do you know what I did? I called the press. And then all of a sudden, people started being receptive. Second thing I would do. What? They're trying. I agree with them.
Is they still here?
One second. Second thing I would do. NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority. It's not an agency. No one here has even addressed the issue. The issue is that it's not an agency, so the council member is not going to be able, unfortunately, to have the same level of oversight to deal with a lot of these problems. The only thing that the NYCHA Public Housing Committee can do right now, and again, it's got a great chair who I admire very much, is generate reports because it's an authority. They keep everything secret. It's like the MTA, another place where we have huge problems. We need to have Albany go up there and pass a law that gives the control of the authority to the city council. So if I'm successful, I'm going to work with the assemblyman, who will still be up in the Albany, to make that happen. Third thing I'm going to do is this whole nonsense where the complaints are not put through 311 is absolutely absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous. We need to put it through 311 so you get monitored in real time what's going on with your complaint, and that would allow your city council member or your assemblyman or whoever else, apparently Victor's running for assembly too, to go up there and really make a difference for you and say, this is where your complaint was and this is what we're going to do. Now listen guys, I want to be very candid with you. What is the experience that I bring to the race? I don't know. Well, let me answer it, right? That's why I'm up here, right? I'm not just sitting here, is that I'm the only one on this dais who has dealt with the constituent problems. When you've called about your leaky faucet, when you've called about someone up there causing problems with noise, called PSA 8, when you've called about your doorbells. Remember in 08 we had a big town hall and it was all about the doorbells and we brought in Douglas Apple? And all of a sudden, the week Douglas Apple came, things started getting clean. They were polishing things. It was like you would have thought the Pope was coming. That's what we need to do. Simple as that. Thank you.
All right, Karen?
Yes, Karen.
Karen, okay, so I understand what you're saying, that we're not answering the question, but unfortunately money makes the world go round, right? Without money, nothing can get done. So let me answer it. You know, in NYCHA there's over 590,000 residents. If NYCHA was a city on its own, it would be the 32nd largest city in the country, equivalent to Miami. So NYCHA itself has some power, right? NYCHA itself needs to be respected as a city on its own, and our elected officials in our city, and NYCHA with all the budget that it has, needs to spend the money where it belongs. So what we need to do is we need to go back to the books and follow the money. Where is it being spent? Because it's being misappropriated. You know, there's something, there's tenant associations that every NYCHA building has. And so it's come to my attention, for instance, that the tenant associations get $25 for every apartment that the housing has. So if you get $25 for every apartment, and out of that, you're supposed to use it for yourself, for the building, right? So they say 60% goes to the building, 40% would go to administration costs. Well, guess what the administration cost totals up to with 40%? $1.8 million. And how many employees do you think that $1.8 million is covering? You couldn't guess. It's 10. That's $180,000 per employee salary. That's ridiculous. Would you think that any of the administration in this building deserves $180,000? No. Hell no, right? So we need to follow the money, because with the money we can find out where it's being misappropriated and spend it correctly on the things like the leaking ceilings and the mold and all the other things. Now, one of the things that one of my colleagues here said, I agree with. As a kid growing up, my father owned a couple of